What up, Laker Nation? You here with your boy Kareem, aka Mr. 100 Likes. How you guys doing? Wow. Let's get to it. Man. I just want to get into a few things, some Laker talk. I'm going to clear some things up. Um, I want you guys first to hear this with Draymond Green, what he said. He talked about the media. He basically talked about Chris Mad Dog Russo. I just want y'all to hear this little clip.
You will be held accountable. And you will have to know what you're talking about in order to speak on these sports. You will have to know what you're talking about in order to speak on this game of basketball. You know why? Because we're doing it now. We're doing it now. And we speak it. And we can do it. So Bad Dog, go thank the good Lord that I didn't want your job. You can have that. But just know, you will be held accountable. I will be watching you and embarrassing you. So make sure when you go up there screaming and yelling and talking all that nonsense out the side of your neck, oh, now, buddy, you will be held accountable. You will. Believe that. I'm holding everything you say accountable. The days of the media holding players accountable and you no longer being held accountable are over. We're not living with that no more. Sincerely yours.
Right. Now, I said to say this. I had a friend of mine. He was like, he said, yo, Doc, you be at Trevor Lane neck. You be going at him. I'm like, nah, I don't go at him. I ain't at his neck. I like Trevor Lane. I really like what he do. I respect what he do. But at times you got to call people out when they feel they put the narrative in the way they want to put it, the way they see it, instead of just giving a full basketball analysis. See, me personally, I don't really go at people like that because I know I'm a little different. No matter what I've done in my life, I always came back to basketball, always was into basketball my whole entire life. And I always watched the game different from many others. I watched the game as basically as a scout. Since I was a kid, that always been me. When I play hard. I play with so much aggression. Wanted to win. I knew the guys who I was playing at a young age. That just been me. Always read newspapers, articles on players, and that just been me. So I don't always sometimes feel that everybody should know what I know and go at people like that. But sometimes it's just that when certain narratives be put out there, you got to call it out, like Draymond said. No matter the media, and it's that times change. We have YouTube now. A lot of people have a voice now that didn't have voice, and a lot of people listening now. Now people starting to see, and this YouTube thing is growing. Now, no matter what size your platform is, your voice can get heard. And so I said that to say this. Like yesterday, last night, Matt Elder, we did the live, great live, and we just point out a few things, what the media says and different things like that, right? Me personally, I don't like the way Russ gets slandered. I think that it's a little aggressive from a lot of people, and they don't have the same energy for everyone, and I just think that's not fair. If you let the media and everyone says it, Russ is the worst player in the NBA, and he has the worst contract, and that contract is so bad, and he wasn't deserving of it, and I just think that's not fair. Like, his contract, I understand it may be larger than some contracts, but I'm just break something down to you, and this is crazy. You don't hear no noise from nobody else, and this is bad. This is not no race thing, but this is reality, what it is. Now, you had Chandler Parsons, right? He was in Houston. He had injury problems in Houston. Dallas signed him, which was a big contract. That contract back then was big. Not, if you look at it now, it's not. It was like $15 million a year, but at the time he signed it, that was like kind of like a big contract. He really didn't really too much really deserve that. He stayed hurt. Okay, cool. You can live with that. It was a 3-year deal. It was all good, right? With Dallas. He hardly didn't even play for Dallas at all. And turned around and got $100 million with Memphis. And he didn't do anything at all to earn his money. I mean, did nothing to earn his money. He stayed hurt. He just didn't do anything to earn his money. You heard nothing. But then you hear people like dog Kwame Brown. That's why a lot of times I was defending Kwame Brown with men who went at it. And he didn't understand my point where I was coming at. You know what I mean? And I never, like I said, I never disrespected him or anything like that. But I understand how Kwame Brown feel. And the contracts matters too. Okay, where you get drafted matters. But at the end of the day, okay, it slip up. Okay, maybe you shouldn't have got drafted. But what about these teams continue signing these guys to these contracts and these guys not living up to it? Mind you, once you're in the contracts, you stuck with these contracts. I can name plenty of examples where you had to attach first round picks, things you ain't had to do to get off some of these contracts. So he turned around, like I said, Chandler Parsons turned around and gets another big deal, right? Then you got Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward, good beast in Utah. He turned around and signed over $100 million for Boston. Unfortunately, he got hurt, broke his ankle, never was the same player, always hurt in Boston, always hurt, never was the same player. It shocked me and it caught me off guard when I turned around and he turned around and got a $100 million deal, another $100 million deal with Charlotte. Again, he stay hurt, don't do anything, clearly declining, empty stats, no real production. He may get his little numbers when he play, but no real impact. And you don't hear nothing about, oh, he overpaid or his contract is horrible. You don't hear these things. But you hear, you hear these things about Russ. And then what I understand, it's like even with Trevor Lane, he's still like holding out hope, like, oh, if I wouldn't mind if the Lakers get Gordon Hayward. Why? Like, why would you, if you're a Laker fan, why would you even want the Lakers to get Gordon Hayward? You know what I mean? That is just ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? The man stay hurt. You have Davis Bertans. If you look at the numbers with San Antonio, he wasn't even never great. Right? Went to Washington. He got $80 million. Don't do anything. Nowhere near deserving his contract. You don't hear the backlash with that. You know what I mean? The other guy with Brooklyn, Joe Harris, nothing. $75 million, nothing. He ain't worth his money at all. Did nothing. Can't do anything. He got hurt, and even when he played, he did nothing in the playoffs. Boom. Duncan Robinson, $90 million. Didn't do anything. Like, he's nothing. Like, and it was always a thing, if he's not making his threes, he do nothing. If he's not making no 3-point shots. He can't get to the basket, can't do anything. Is nothing. So my point is, you hear these things, these guys absolutely. Trevor Lane said if Utah was to get Russ, they wouldn't be getting him for any, Russ wouldn't give you any production. They'd be getting him just for his contract. But here it is, these guys don't even give you production. They don't even be on the court. Some of them is hurt. Some of the guys don't give you no production. It's just nothing. You know what I mean? And you don't hear these things about that. So like I said, it's crazy, and that's what I said. The narrative people put out there is inaccurate. And then people wonder why the Lakers teams ask for first round picks and ask for overpay for THT and Laker players, because it's the Laker media, when they come out and say these things, it'd be totally false. Just like he said, oh, we might find our replacement in Austin Reeves replacing Russ in the starting lineup. How would that make the Lakers? You want the Lakers to win a championship? No way in the world the Lakers wins the championship with some Austin Reeves in the starting lineup. Now, I'm not saying Austin Reeves is a bum or anything, but he is what he is. He is a guy that's off the bench. If he could give you 15 minutes, great. Anything more than that, that's just what he is. you putting him in starting lineup, that mean, and you saying replacing Russ, that means you putting him as a 30+ minute a game guy. And what did you see in him? Now, he keeps talking about the last game of the season. I watched tons of basketball. I'm pretty sure you guys watch a ton of basketball. Last game of the season don't mean anything. When the games didn't mean anything. It didn't mean nothing. It was a worthless game. We was out of it. You could play loose. When you know, that's like playing pickup ball. When you know you're not coming out the game, you have 5 plays, you're going to play almost the whole game, play 40+ minutes game. You know that you can do what you want and you don't have to worry about nobody saying anything to you. Like Malik Monk said, these veteran guys always was getting down on us. You don't got to worry about none of that. You can play loose. Don't reference nothing about no last game of the season that was a meaningless game to point out that somebody is talented or me to go off that. I'm going by when I was seeing them play. I saw a lot. No guys, the other teams didn't pay him no mind. They were just leaving him open, didn't even guard him like it was nothing. You know what I mean? I saw that a lot. So, and then when I did see when guys D up on him, I saw him give the ball up like it was a hot tamale. When the time came, he didn't show me anything. See, people don't watch basketball the way I watch it. I watch the degree of difficulty. I watch when a player on, what did you do? And I saw a lot of times he gave that ball up like a hot tamale. You know what I mean? I saw times when he's wide open, yes, he shoot, or when the play is a scramble off play. But it's a difference when you're in that starting lineup and then you're on the bench with guys guarding you. It's a big difference. And then he's an undrafted player. He's not on these players' radar. They don't care. They look at him as he's nothing. This is how these players look at you. I'm just being honest. Now, the difference is, like, when you have high draft pick guys, a guy like Lonzo, when he got drafted, what happened? Pat Bev went right at him. Even guys like Fox, any high player guys, these guys come at you because they know you, and then they trying to impose their will on you. When you like undrafted, you like nondescript to these guys. You got to prove yourself before they start respecting you and playing you. You don't, and that's just what it is. That just give an honest assessment of it. Don't give me no reference of no end of the season game that didn't matter to say, oh, look what he did. Oh, he had a triple-double. That don't move me. And see, that's why the Lakers in the situation they in now, because you got guys who really don't know how to really, management or whoever, don't know how to really evaluate players. And that's when you evaluate, that's when I saw Kobe years ago, and he took the test when I saw guys D on him. That's why they said Kobe make the most difficult shots, because you saw Ruben Patterson, guys on him, and the difficult shots he made because you had to, because guys really went at him. That's and just like it was some other guys, like, see guys defend Chris Paul. You know what I mean? You really gotta be good when guys respect you and really gonna put their A game at you. When they're not putting their A game at you, you can't really judge it. But when playoff time come, that's how you judge talent. And that's just what it is. Like I said, it's not a shot against him or anyone, but people quick to jump. Hey, this, that. No, you're not that. You that. I'm not saying you're not an NBA player. I'm not saying, but you are who you are. This what you bench player. You like you're not no high-end rotation player, meaning a 6th or 7th man. You're not that on a championship team. That's what high-end rotation players and a guy off the bench, the 6th and 7th man off the bench. You're not that. So, you know what I mean? You, towards the end, 15 minutes a game, which is good. You can contribute. I'm not saying that, but I hate when guys overvalue these guys sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's just the God's honest truth of what it is, man. And Russ, like I said, he will have a bounce back. Yeah, I'm not saying he will ever be that, but when you look at a guy that's be on the floor, that's healthy, and he play hard and he produce, he's on the end of the last year of the deal. And people like, I don't know if the Lakers going to be able to trade him, but if the Lakers can't trade him, that means that somebody, it's reason why, because the bad energy, their own media and everybody created. Because if he could get traded, this is the same contract. If he was able to get traded from OKC to Houston to Washington to LA, This is the same contract with more years. Why can't he get traded now? The Laker media is doing this. You know what I mean? And that would look bad if they had to stretch him or waive him. It shows something that ain't right with the organization. Before they do that, that's why I said before they do that, I'd rather bring him back, because it will be an indictment on the organization. Why can't you move him? And he been moved all these different times. And it's not like he had a ACL or Achilles injuries. He healthy. And he averaged 18, 8 and 8, yeah, 44% shooting. But Skip Bayless and guys put bloopers and stuff on him. But you have to really look into it. Okay, cool. He had a bad year. He don't fit with LeBron James. But at the end of the day, whatever team get him, they getting a lump sum of money off their books where that could be a franchise changing for that franchise. So it's positives in it. You know, I need you guys to like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Rock with me, man. I really need this video to really do some numbers, because we have to stop this, you know what I mean, false narrative thing. We really have to evaluate and call it how it is. To me, what means more than anything, and I'm not going to just say things just to say it. I'm going to say things that I mean, and I've got to call it fair. Because at the end of the day, my basketball credentials and what somebody say about me and say, okay, cool, one thing they're going to know, I'm keeping it real, and I got to call it how it is. I'm not going to sit there and overvalue because I like someone, because it's a personal favorite of mine, say some bull crap, and then my credibility means more than anything. And I've said that from my first video to now. This means a lot to me, my credibility. And it's not all about having the millions of thousands of subscribers, whatever. It's about your credibility and what you're saying and what makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. You cannot evaluate talent. Oh, just because the guy, his three-point shot, no. Basketball is way more to that. Games changes. There's levels to it. Levels to the preseason, to the regular season. From regular season to the playoffs in each round, the competition, it changes. You have to understand these things, and you have to have guys prepared for it. You know, and this guy, like I said, he's overrating this guy, and like, what did he done? Like, you see little thing here and there, but to be a starter, to even say that, like, you know what I mean, to even say that, okay, we started, and then what you thinking? The reality is, LeBron James, AD, they're not gonna get any healthier. It may be another banged up season for them. If he's not banged up, LeBron gonna be sitting some games anyway. Stop thinking, oh, we got LeBron and AD, we could just put any players around them. That's not true. Look at the Clippers team. Look at the Clippers team. People want to say, oh, the Clippers, people want to be disrespectful, but that's the reality. They play us good every time, and they got enough to get it done. So let's not fool ourselves, people. Let's just call it how it is. But I need you guys to help me. Help me. I don't have the platform where I have a lot of subscribers where if I upload a video, I'm going to get tons of views. But this is very important, that need to be heard, man. This really need to be heard. And the way you help it, when you watch it, you hit the like button, it can help. So please hit that like button and subscribe.